A fishing vessel that set off to sea on the 14th of this month was hijacked, and 2 persons who were aboard it and rescued said that they were attacked. However, this vessel was found near Australia and those aboard it were deported. Now stay with News First as we bring you details more on this story on our Primetime News Bulletin at 99.
Live from the News First studios, this is Weekend Primetime News. I'm Sonali Vanika. We start off with a look at tonight's headlines. Low pressure build up close to the Bay of Bengal.
අපි ජනතාවට මතක් කරලා සිටින්නේ ඉදිරියේදී නිකුත් කරන කාර්යුන් නිවේදන සම්බන්ධව දැනට වඩා වැඩි අවධානමින් යුක්තව කටයුතු කරන්න කියලා.
Bakery owners say they will be compelled to increase the prices of their products with the increase of the price of wheat flour. The vessel which disappeared from the seas of Kudawala discovered in Australia with 15 persons aboard. Trade unions charge the CPC incurs a daily loss of close to 40 million rupees owing to the closure of the Sapugaskanda oil refinery. The Bakery Owners Association notes that the prices of bakery products will have to be increased in line with the increase of the price of wheat flour. However, the Consumer Affairs Authority pointed out that it had not granted permission for the increase of the price of wheat flour.
Yesterday, the price of a kilogram of Prima flour was increased by 6 rupees, while the price of a kilogram of Serendip flour was increased by 4 rupees. These companies have not requested for permission to increase the prices. We have not given permission for the price increase. The All Ceylon Bakers Association notes that they will be compelled to increase the prices of bakery products in the coming few days. With this price increase, we will be compelled to increase the prices of bread and other products. It will be decided in the future. The price increase affects the industry. We will have to increase the prices. If not, we cannot continue in the trade. There are 25 members in the executive committee of the All Ceylon Bakers Association. A decision to increase the prices will be decided later on. The price of wheat was increased on 4 occasions during the past 2 years. On the 10th of September 2010, the price of wheat flour was increased by 3 rupees and was increased by 8 rupees and 33 cents in October the same year. In 2012, the price of a kilogram of wheat flour was first increased by 8 rupees and 50 cents on the 27th of April. What's more significant is that the prices of several goods have increased before the budget. On the 26th of September, the Department of Posts announced that they will decide on amending the minimum postal charges. With effect from the 8th of October, the maximum price of a litre of liquor was increased by 60 rupees. Meanwhile, the Consumer Affairs Authority gave its approval to increase the prices of cement and chicken with effect from midnight on the 13th of October. Thereby, the price of a kilogram of chicken was increased by 30 rupees, while a 50 kilogram bag of cement went up by 68 to 85 rupees.
A hotel built close to the Udawalawa National Park was declared open today by President Mahinda Rajapaksa.
The President's media unit noted that this hotel, which was built along the Udawalawa Tanamalvila road, comprises of 55 rooms. This has been made expanding the facilities for local and foreign tourists who arrive at the Udawalawa National Park. The Udawalawa National Park is the 3rd park in the country which attracts a large amount of tourism.
The Department of Meteorology says that a low-pressure system is forming in the Central Bay of Bengal. The Director General of the department, S.H. Karivasam, stated that owing to this, the country may experience heavy rains, strong winds and lightning.
Now these are satellite images from the Indian Department of Meteorology. Now according to these images, a turbulence effect could be seen in the atmosphere. Now the Department of Meteorology states that the effects of this could be faced by Sri Lanka from tomorrow, especially in the eastern provinces of the country. Now the Department of Meteorology cautions the public to be wary of strong winds.
We are keeping an eye on this low pressure system. Because this may worsen, resulting in storms and affect our weather, we may get directly affected or it might move away. Our future weather relies on this. We inform the public to pay more attention to the future weather forecasts.
ආරවුන් නිවේදන සම්බන්ධව දැනට වඩා වැඩි අවධානමින් යුක්තව කටයුතු කරන්න කියලා.
நேற்று அந்தமான் பகுதியில் நிலை கொண்டிருந்த ஒரு காற்று
A low pressure system was experienced in the Andaman Islands yesterday. This low pressure system is moving towards the western side. It is converting into a new pressure level. This condition is moving towards the Tamil Nadu and Sri Lankan coastal lines. When it moves towards the Bay of Bengal, the pressure may increase. Therefore, showers could be expected within the next 48 hours.
மழை கடலோர பகுதிகளை தூங்குவதற்கான வாய்ப்பு அதிகமாக உள்ளது.
Meanwhile, the Badulla District Disaster Management Center says that 14 out of the 15 divisional secretariats in the Badulla district are facing landslide threats. The center informs the public to remain vigilant during heavy rains.
ඉදිරි දින කිහිපය තුළ කාලගුණ විද්‍යා දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව මේ පිළිබඳව
During the coming days, the Department of Meteorology will provide us with data in this regard. Thereafter, the NBRO will study the incidents that may follow. We have made plans to name high-risk zones if a need arises.
නම් කිරීම සඳහා සැලසුම් සකස් කරලා තියෙනවා.
Meanwhile, a youth died after being struck by lightning in the Nivitigala Wataputta area in Ratnapura. The individual has met this fate while being engaged in farming activities. According to the Department of Meteorology, 8 individuals have died within the course of this month in lightning-related incidents. Meanwhile, the woman who was receiving treatment at the National Hospital after sustaining injuries in the landslide which occurred in the Bulugahalanda area in Alavala recently died last night. Her 2.5-year-old daughter also died a few days ago.
Muslims in Sri Lanka celebrated the Eid al-Adha festival, also known as Hajj, today. Eid al-Adha is one of the most significant events in the Muslim calendar, commemorating the great sacrifice made by the Prophet Ibrahim.
Millions of Muslims flocked to the holy city of Mina in Saudi Arabia yesterday to stone the pillars representing Satan. Thereafter, the Hajj celebrations commenced with devotees making their way to the holy city of Mecca. Hajj consists of several ceremonies meant to symbolize the essential concepts of the Islamic faith and to commemorate the trials and tribulations of Prophet Ibrahim. Meanwhile, a special prayer service organized by the Mayman Association of Sri Lanka was held in Golface this morning. Haji Hafiz Eshan Patel led the prayers. Meanwhile, former Deputy Mayor of Colombo, Azad Sali, attended a special prayer service at the Daudagaha Mosque in Colombo, which was held in line with the Hajj festival.
This is the manner in which Hajj was celebrated in various parts of the island. Several messages were issued in view of the Hajj festival, which is commemorated today.
In his message, President Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the Hajj festival, which is an embodiment of sacrifice, is the greatest annual event of the Islamic world. The President goes on to say that Muslims coming together in sacrifice and prayer symbolizes the unity of the Islamic world, with those from different nationalities and cultures joining to proclaim the greatness of God Allah. Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne in his message wishes the Muslim community on the occasion of the Hajj festival, the day of worshipping Almighty Allah in one determination. The Prime Minister's message adds that each and everybody in Islamic faith should pray to Allah for a society of equality which may safeguard the rights of themselves as well as the other members of the community by following the teachings of Almighty Allah. Meanwhile, opposition leader Ranil Wickremesinghe notes that the intention of Hajj is to develop coexistence devoid of the rich and poor differences in society. The opposition leader notes that devotees who gather in Mecca pray for the well-being of themselves as well as others and for world peace. Meanwhile, former Army Commander Sarat Fonseca says that the entire Muslim community should pray for a just society filled with equality that ensures the rights of the other communities. In his message, Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Sajid Premadasa, says that Hajj, which signifies peace, coexistence and brotherhood, emphasizes the need for a spiritual life.
14 individuals who were deported from Australia after entering the country in a fishing vessel which was allegedly hijacked in the Kudawala Seas in Tangol arrived in the island on board a special flight this morning. Police media spokesperson SSP Prashantha Jayakuri stated that the group was received by the Criminal Investigations Department and was later handed over to a special police unit from Mathura for further investigations.
On the 14th of this month that a multi-day fishing vessel named Chejan left the Kudawala fisheries harbour with 6 fishermen aboard. Later, 2 separate commercial vessels rescued 2 of the fishermen of the vessel while floating on the seas and handed them over to the Navy. The 2 fishermen stated that a group including the captain of the vessel assaulted them and hijacked the vessel. They further stated that the remaining 3 fishermen too may have been thrown to the sea and the group may thereafter travel towards Australia. The skipper took the vessel. He is connected to this. They hijacked the vessel to travel to Australia. After informing the Tangol Magistrates Court in this regard, warrants were issued to arrest the suspects. The police stated that they informed Australia in this regard through Interpol. Convening a media briefing in Sydney, the Minister for Immigration in Australia, Chris Bowen, stated that the Chejan vessel was recovered in the Cocos Island in Australia on Thursday evening with 15 illegal migrants. He stated that as further investigations were being conducted on one individual who arrived in the vessel, he will be detained. The remaining 14 individuals who were sent back to the island were handed over to the CID after they were interrogated by the immigration and immigration officials in Katunayaka. The police media spokesperson stated that the CID has arrested them and later handed them over to a special police unit from Mathura.
A businessman has been murdered with the use of a sharp weapon in the Mahawatha area in Pittigala.
The police said that the murder has been committed at around 11:30 last night. The police suspect that the murder may have taken place while the businessman was travelling on a motorbike. The victim was 34 years old, P.T. Susantha, a father of 3 from the Thotupala Road in Pittigala. The police stated that investigations have been launched into the incident.
Individual named Kumara Seniviratna hacked to death. Is this the beginning of a new trend of murders? Who is behind this?
Welcome back to the news. On to one of our headline-making stories tonight. Trade unions point out that owing to the closure of the Sapugaskanda oil refinery, the Petroleum Corporation incurs a daily loss of at least 45 million rupees. Minister of Petroleum Industries Susil Premajayantha said that they hope to reopen the oil refinery within 2 weeks.
The Sapugaskanda oil refinery did not function from Thursday owing to stocks of crude oil not being received. Minister Susil Premajayantha points out that this situation has arisen owing to the sanctions imposed by America for importing oil from Iran. In August, sanctions were further extended and a situation arose where oil could not be imported from Iran. Our letters of credit were not accepted. Not a drop of fuel is being made at the refinery. A daily loss of close to 45 million rupees is incurred by the Petroleum Corporation owing to the inefficiency of the subject minister and the management. A ship with 80,000 tons of oil will arrive by the 8th of November. On the 20th, a ship from Oman with 135,000 tons of crude oil will arrive. We will take measures to obtain oil from alternative sources. He said if a different type of crude oil was used, the production would decrease. The refinery was closed because America imposed sanctions when attempts were made to purchase Iranian light. Then the minister says that 20,000 metric tons of oil will arrive, followed by another 135,000 tons. I am saying this with responsibility that he and the corporation are trying to bring in crude oil that is not suitable. Because of Iranian oil best suits our refinery, we are making attempts to obtain this oil at state level. We haven't stopped trying. I think there will be a shortage for 2 weeks. Steps will be taken to make necessary renovations to the refinery during this period. There will not be an oil shortage in the country under any circumstance. It has been bought without calling for tenders from Arabian Light and Oman Light. Thousands of dollars have to be paid extra. Since this is an urgent buy, all losses will have to be borne by the corporation. Fuel prices will escalate. No one will be able to prevent this. It will be burdened on the people. What will happen in the end is that the tax on flour and the tax on bread will increase owing to the weakness of the government and owing to the increasing loss they make. It is very clear that the Petroleum Corporation is going to make a minimum loss of 60 to 70 billion rupees.